So today what we're going to be doing is changing the oil in the Golf R. I'm going to be doing it a little bit differently than I did it last time. This time I'm actually going to be using the top extractor. So this doesn't require me to actually get under the car, and it'll allow me to not have to get a separate oil drain plug. So seeing from the previous oil filter change, none of the oil was burned off, which is a good note. So the top extractor is just going to go through this hole, and we're just going to pump out all the oil that's inside. If you watched my previous episode on the Z4, this Topsider extractor was used successfully, and I'm just going to be doing the same thing this time with the R. So basically the operation of this is very simple. You just clip it off right here so that you can build up pressure inside of it. All you do is stick this into the oil dipstick hole as far down as it'll go, and you should feel some resistance there. So we're going to see if we can get any oil. So I think this is 30 pumps. Let's see if we get any oil. There it is coming. Now it's just a matter of waiting for the oil to drain. Since the pump here, the reservoir, is below the level of the oil in the engine, once you get it started and it starts to go down, you'll see that it actually has a siphoning effect. So it actually works very well if the pump is below the level of the engine. Periodically, you just want to make sure that the oil is still flowing into the can. Alright, so I'm going to give this Topsider a chance to get all the oil out of the engine, and then I'll be back in a little bit. While we're waiting for the oil to drain, I'll just change the oil filter. The oil filter that I got is an OEM one, and it comes with an O-ring. If you check out my other video, this is the exact same one. So the process of changing an oil filter is obviously very simple. We're just going to undo this, swap it out, and that should be about it. Just take the engine cover off so that we can actually get this off. Just throw out the filter into the garbage, obviously. Let's take a look at it to see if there's anything that it caught. So if you guys remember from my first oil change, there were little metal shavings inside the fins of the filter. Don't really see any in this one. Perhaps that first oil change is very important for the engine break-in process. Okay, that got me really dirty. The whole point of this was not to get me dirty. I know some people don't even change the oil filter every time that they change the oil. Sometimes they do it every other time. I've done it before on the Z4, but since this is a newer car and I think there could still be some shavings from the engine, I'm going to be changing the oil filter every time. So in order to make sure this O-ring works well, just dab a little bit of oil and just kind of lubricate it. Just going to roll this O-ring down into the right spot and then put the oil filter back in. And that's it. Time to replace this. Alright, this pump is starting to get heavy. We'll see how much more we got to go. The way you check is by lifting this up and you'll hear the suction. Let's see how much we got still. Still coming, so we'll give it some time. So this is what it's going to sound like when it's almost done. A lot of gurgling. I usually like to clip it off again, pump it up, get some more pressure again, And then just do this like 2 or 3 times to kind of get the last bit of oil that's in there. So you'll see, ready? Alright, now that it's all done, all we have to do is replace the oil that we took out and we'll be good. I had quite a bit of a critique last time when I was using a funnel, and it seems apparently there's a certain type of funnel to use. I don't know why people on YouTube are so adamant about certain types of funnels, but for me, I don't really care what kind of funnel I use as long as it works. See, I think some people are like, oh, you know, it doesn't fit properly. Well, too bad. So, what oil am I using today? Gotta go with my 0W40 Castrol Edge, full synthetic. So, it'll definitely take at least 5 quarts, and so this is a brand new bottle. Just gonna fill it up all the way and then check my dipstick. Just let this sit for a minute. And for the last quart that goes in, I do it by checking the dipstick and just trying to get it to the halfway point, so that when the car, you know, warms up, it'll rise a little bit. When it cools down or whatever, it'll be a little bit lower. Halfway is where I always try to make it. So let's see where it's at right now. My guess is that it should be a little bit low. Let's see how low. So as you can see, it only reached, yeah, it's a little bit low still. Let's do it again. Double check. Alright, this could probably use a little bit more, maybe a quarter to half a quart. So let's do that. I got these 1 quart bottles. Sometimes the Z4 likes to drink oil, so I always like to keep these bottles laying around just in case I need it. So I'll probably use a quarter to half of this. And let's see where we're at. Perfect. Alright. So I don't know how well you can see that, but it's about 3/4 of the way up. Easy, quick oil change. No getting under the car. Doesn't get any better than this. Probably every 3rd or 4th oil change, I'll do a full drain from the bottom. I know some people say that the Topsiders don't really get 100% of the oil. I mean, honestly, either way, you're not getting a complete 100% of the oil. Of course, getting it from the bottom is going to get you a little bit more. But the difference from last time, and just from what I've been reading online for people who have done the Topsider and then opened the oil drain plug at the bottom, the difference was so minor that it wasn't even worth actually getting the trouble of getting under the car and doing the oil change the conventional way. So what I'm going to do is just take the used oil, put it into the empty can, and then get this recycled. And that's how you use a Topsider to change the oil in your 2015 Volkswagen Golf R. If you guys have any questions about this process, let me know in the comments below. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Yeah.